Well, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Ajaered. It's me, your cousin, your boy, your homie, your friend, your next door neighbor, maybe even your co-worker if we fuck with each other like that. Listen, I'm back with the late um, Sunday show. I am an hour late. I am so sorry for you guys that actually tune in and actually schedule for the show or schedule time. Um, it has been a very tumultuous weekend for me thus far. It has been very trying times. Time has not been on my side. Worth the fuck. Um, it's just been a lot going on. But anyway, before I get to that, please, if this is your first time joining the live, go ahead now and hit the subscribe button so that when I go live, I upload new videos throughout the week in between our meetings, that you are actually privy to being able to jump down in the comment section. Yes, please comment the comment section here in the live, and please the comment section on those videos. And also make sure to share these lives and share these videos with other cousins. Look, the fucking family is falling apart. I've seen 11 people leave, and I don't know if it's because I'm doing just the lives and not videos or whatever that remain relevant, or to let you guys know that I'm still here. But at the end of the day, I do apologize for being late, but still go ahead and schedule your clocks for 7:15. I should have been able to let you guys know that I was going to be late. But listen, I am late. I don't want to say I'm putting it on the old ladies, but the Golden Girls are in town. And listen, they have arrived. And I told you guys I had bought tickets for them, my mom and my aunt, to go to see Shirley Caesar hold her mule, and Shouting John and all this other shit that Shirley is known for: the greens, beans, tomatoes, potatoes, corns, rams, hams, dogs, ducks, whatever the fuck it is. That Shirley Caesar does, and that she became so famous for hitting the internet a few years ago. And she's still carrying that torch of fame now when it comes to the holidays. People still put those memes up and still have the caption or even the recording added to it. So at the end of the day, like I said, I've dropped them off. It was a little bit trying because y'all have to understand, and I'm not gonna be long tonight, but y'all gotta understand. Take advantage of your youth, and when I say take advantage of your youth, I mean in the sense of understand that youth is only but a time, because when you get to be a certain age, sometimes you can't run and walk and do all this other extra shit. So, being with these ladies, trying to get them set up and ready and all this different stuff, it was so many things that they had going on that we actually take for granted. And, such as walking fast or running and shit like that, getting dressed as quickly as, the average senior can actually do. Just certain things, walking long distances and shit like that without just getting bored or tired, or just like what, like really saying what the fuck is going on in my life. Stop taking advantage of your youth in a negative light, because listen, when you get to be a certain age, there's shit you got to really worry about, like getting dressed fast. We as a certain of age, like 40s and 30s, even shit in y'all 20s, y'all lie about the shit, but we forget to do certain things in the morning. That's why some of y'all show up to the job without your deodorant on, because you jumped out the bed, you still got bed hair. Some of y'all come to the job with dog hair all on your scrubs and your uniforms and shit, like you and the dog, them made sweet love all night long or some shit like that. At least, them been spooning all night in the bed. And, some people forget what their keys are. They got drunk. So when you get to be a person of a particular age, sometimes you forget other shit like teeth. We rushing them out the door. We thought we had them all together, myself and my older sister. And turns out shit, one of them fucked around and left their teeth in the house. We had to run back in the house and get that. And they tell us when we get in the car. And then had the audacity to tell us, well, fuck, you didn't remind me. Well, I mean, they're your teeth. I mean, I would think, you would think, shit, if you can whistle Dixie and you ain't got to open your fucking lips, you will remember going out the door with there should be a breeze that hit your gums, or certain parts of it anyway, that says, hey, listen. And maybe that's what happened, because when they got outside and got in the car and shit, it was like, listen, Go on back in there and get the biters and whatnot, and come on, let's hit the road and get on down to the thing. And it'd be a lot of shit they complain about that makes no sense. The music too low, the music too loud. The charging, the hearing aids. It's just crazy shit. And then they're arguing about shit from when they were kids. It's just fucking crazy. So listen, the Golden Girls are in town. They're doing fine. For those of you that asked, and right about now they're enjoying themselves watching Shirley or do whatever she do with that ponytail and that beret back her head. But look, that's why I say I'm not gonna be long before y'all. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off with the shits. I don't have long, and I'm not gonna do no long ass show because that 2 hours and 14 minutes last time I must have been good and fucking drunk when I went back and looked at it. But anyway, for those of you who enjoyed, great. For those of you who didn't, fuck it. Swipe left or go to something else. Hey Ashley. Oh, okay. Ashley says she on the road. See, that's what I'm talking about. People like that like you. They willing to be traveling and shit. Other people listening to ebooks and listening to Martha Stewart talk about how pretty things are and listen at Zane's sex books and shit while they get all moistened up on that heated seat while they on the road driving and shit. But Ashley over there listening to her cousin. So Ashley, I appreciate you, and wherever you are, I wish you safe travel, coming and going, and thank you again for being such a faithful cousin and watcher, and joining the show in spite of what I'm saying, shit. That's how the Christians be acting down to the church. I need them kind of faithful people on my team. You feel me? But anyway, nevertheless, thank all of you who have joined tonight. Hopefully more will come. If they don't, fuck them. Maybe they still in church and they still trying to get their souls saved, because that's what they're doing nowadays, because they figure these are the last days, and I don't blame them. And I got these things on. Y'all don't laugh and talk about me. Now, I got a couple of topics, just a couple, and I'm going to go through them real quickly, but I'm going to give y'all my real thoughts on them. So, like I said, I may be a day so late, but I'm never a dollar short. My account looking mighty fine. I have everything I need and more. But listen, there's a topic about, y'all remember Fani Willis, the DA down there in Georgia, the one that went above and beyond to try Donald Trump on several charges that he was, well, I would say brought to justice upon, but whatever. He's still a free man with 34 counts, and running for president. But anyway, like we've said before, people like Donald Trump that has had all these felonies that he's been convicted of, he's able to run for president of the United of motherfucking States, when now they are making a big deal. And I feel like this is some Olivia Pope series type shit. What that thing was, that show, Olivia Pope, Kerry Washington was on. I feel like it's one of those episodes where Fani really meant business, and she went after Trump for the wrong that he actually did. And in return for that, she was given, let's put your life under a microscope. Let's see what you've been doing wrong. It was talking about her hurting on the man and fucking the man, and talking about she giving the man money and all that different shit. They took her to trial on some shit. Now they've done some shit, like I said, that's done in a series. This shit is like a book or a Netflix series. Now, since they couldn't get to her, after a few episodes, in the first season, I guess now we're in the second season of them fucking with Fani Willis, and now they're going after her daughter, because now they're saying now in the headlines are reading that her 25-year-old daughter has been arrested for driving without with a suspended license. Now, was that really something to motherfucking headline? I mean, you headlining shit like that again reeks of retaliation to what has been done to, again, that man with that hairstyle wearing that cremation number 9. It just reeks of, y'all are now mad, and now that even though he's been convicted and still not jailed or pretty much even fucking sentenced, if you ask me at this point, now you're coming after this woman that sought justice in a rightful manner, per what the law said, whether he be a president or not. And when things failed with her, that we're still on the heels of what's going on, or what went on with Fonnie Willis, with them accusing her of some bullshit with the man, all this other shit they had going on with her. Now we have to add to the plate that now we have to add her child. So you're gonna go for, her generation and the one after that. It just says to me that there's a system that's so fucking torn or fucked up to the tune of, I don't know why I'm getting calls again while I'm trying to do my video. That just annoys the shit out of me. But now we're at a point where we're actually retaliating against somebody that actually did their job. And clearly she was right about a lot, because shit, look at all the felonies the man was allegedly convicted on. I can't even say allegedly he was, but they ain't giving no time for it yet, which I don't understand. So, again, it just stinks of retaliation. And at the end of the day, Trump is basically moving on with his life. It's about to piss me off, because whoever this is calling me is about to get on my fucking nerve. And it's probably some family member calling back home instead of having their motherfucking ass over here on the live. If that's what I say about people, if they actually supported your motherfucking ass, they'll know what you're doing and would actually be over here and know what's happening. Because probably some family calling from back home trying to check on my mom or my auntie or some shit. It's like, clearly, if I can't answer the phone, I'm gonna fucking call you back. I can't stand when people do that call back to back shit. Yeah, I hate that shit. Don't do that unless it's a real emergency. And the fact that I explain this to them and tell them I'm more than almost 300 miles or so away, don't call, get me fucking worked up because somebody won't eat their fucking cabbage over there at the house. Or don't call, get me worked up because you found out somebody then went got another illegitimate child. That is not my fucking concern. I don't give a fuck. And that's what I try to tell people. The same thing I would tell my bloodline family, I would tell anybody else. I'm at a point in my life that if it doesn't concern me, or it's not putting anybody's life in jeopardy that's, in a proximity, I don't give a fuck. I'm busy with my shit. I'm busy in my season. That's what I tell a lot of y'all. Get in your motherfucking season and tend to your shit. Tend to your garden. Don't let other motherfuckers be tending to your garden, because you never know what they planting. And you ain't got, if you tending to yours, you ain't got time to be tending to theirs. Sweep around your own front door. But people don't have time for that. So with that, I don't have time to gossip about a family member. I don't know what the fuck they doing or what y'all got going on. And it's none of my business. I don't want to be involved in that. If it's not conversation about, hey, how you doing? I miss you, stuff like that. We really don't have anything to discuss. And I actually tell family members that outright. I'm just, oh, well, it's no love lost. I'm just letting you know I'm not here for that. If it's not something loving on somebody or, trying to see what we can do to help somebody, don't call me with that shit. I don't like it. But anyway, back to what I was saying. It was being said, of course, at the end of the day, this is old. I know it's an old story, but I just wanted to bring it to the light, because at the end of the day, they treated this girl like some kind of fucking hardened criminal when she did something that people, I'm sure, get pulled over for every day in life. And I'm sure in Atlanta and the surrounding areas, driving without a license or a suspended license or driving drunk and shit like that. We don't see them plastered all over the fucking, the big news and shit like that. Even sometimes when they've actually taken lives, over drunk driving, we don't see it plastered like that. So again, I think this is again one of those ploys. There's definitely some fuckery at play, for lack of a better phrase. I've been trying to keep it clean, but it's like there's a part of me that's really just knocking at the door, and the bitch keep ringing the doorbell. I'm trying to keep him outside, but I'm about to let him in. But we can tell there's some fuckery at play, because shit, when I first moved here to Texas, I was here maybe not even a month, and found out there were some family members killed by a drunk driver back home coming from church, And the crazy part about it, this motherfucker had so many DWIs and shit like that, but was never actually had the license taken or actually jailed or put away and had, put people's lives at risk before. And it took a significant amount of family members. So with that, because the family has a well-known restaurant back home, I guess they paid off a judge, allegedly, I don't know what happened, but this young man was still back on the street several times. So it makes no sense. And of course, they have a certain pigmentation and they got away with some shit. So there are bigger stories to be told, or bigger stories that should be given light or should be given the stage to be highlighted, because more than likely there's a chance that there's a bigger story behind it, right? Or again, like the one in which I just explained with my family members that were distant. We're distant family members, but still they were family members, right? That could have been avoided had they just actually sentenced him to some jail time long time ago. So there are people that deserve the limelight that she has been given more, that have violated the city's rights or fucking ordinances or laws in a bigger factor or a bigger way, impacted it more that day than her just being simply pulled over and having a suspended license and being caught driving. Who gives a fuck? I mean, it's just another way for them to get more money out of your pocketbook, if you ask me. So, I mean, license or no license, you know how to turn that bitch on and drive according to the speed limits and whatnot. I mean, because clearly looking around, don't nobody know how to fucking drive anyway. So it's not like having a license is going to give them the rights to actually drive. It does in a sense legally, but they still can't fucking drive. They still out here busting U's and shit or driving up one-way streets because of certain, whatever the reason may be. So at the end of the day, them having a license really, from what my experience, don't mean shit. Because half of them can't drive any motherfucking way. Now I got a friend that said I got road rage, but fuck you. I ain't got no road rage. I get in the car to go somewhere, not to be on the road sightseeing and shit. If I wanted to do that, I would have brought a camera. I would have had certain spaces that I wanted to go to and take pictures of and shit like that. That's not what the fuck I got in the car for. I had somewhere to go. I needed some toilet tissue because I needed to take a shit at the house. Whatever. It may be urgent. It may not be urgent. But I didn't get in the car to listen to the local, radio station mix for the day. Bitch, you can tune that shit in on your TV. So no. Anyway, moving on to the next story. This one is also old, but I still want to give my opinion of it in the first place. Now, y'all seen where Tamar Braxton, y'all know she's on the Family Braxton Values, and I didn't even write them in to put them in the lineup tonight. That's just how much I think of the show and the direction in which it's headed in the current season, especially minus the magic, which was Tracy. But of course, she's also this, the singer and all that stuff that Vincent Herbert married and put her own game and all this different shit. And she was also on Queens of Course. She dealt with Jeremy and all this other fuckery. And so y'all know all the shit that follows that. I'm not going to go through it, right? Okay. So there's been these videos that were circulating earlier in last week about, him recording himself, sending a series of innuendos and shit like that out there to Tamar, basically telling us as the world that she jocking him, she all on this dinkalink, and shit like that. And that, the lavish party that we saw her give him with the chain and the Rolex and all that stuff was just friendly gestures, and that they had nothing going on. So we watched that shit. I saw it. And so then shortly after that, I saw her video, responding to it. Cool, gotcha. And what did she say? A whole blase full of bullshit, a whole, bunch of random statements that nobody gives a fuck about because it made no sense. And my point leading to this is like, All I'm gonna say about the situation is stop taking up space on social media. Both of you, both of you, both Jeremy and Tamar, stop taking up space on social media with these tired, played out ass, semi Tyler Perry written ass lines that y'all getting, you know, uh, to present us as an audience. If you're so tired at this point now that you have to have it written for you and it doesn't flow effortlessly, we don't even want to see it. Get the fuck off TV and 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 make room for new rising stars such as myself, because I, and others out there. Listen, I had to throw myself in there. Fuck that. I had to do me first. And all those across the world, others that have a talent to actually be on reality TV, or I wouldn't be on no shit where I got to be exposing on my business, acting no kind of fool for no dollar. All money ain't good money, so that ain't even my ministry. But what I'm saying is, you get what I'm saying. The whole point is make room, step aside with the bullshit, with the written lines, and let people fill the spaces in the time slots on the telly that in which the people of America that likes to see good, maybe reality TV, something better, which I've described several times before in my video, or if it's gonna be ratchet. I mean, if that's the case, fill the time slots with Zeus bullshit. They always pulling, snatching weaves and shit and eyelashes and busting bitches upside the head with champagne bottles and throwing, we don't want to see that. We're tired of it. Please don't give us that. We tired of it. We don't want to see, a reality show. If y'all thinking about it, a reality show with Tamar about this man and all this other stuff, or putting her somewhere, we don't want to see it. I'm telling y'all right now, we don't want to see it. We don't want to see it. We don't even want to see Tamar and Jeremy arguing on Instagram, because honestly, those are rich people problems. That's what it sounds like to me, because you a stupid bitch anyway if you don't understand the fact that y'all ain't together. And if he done played you that many times before in the past, I mean, you started hollering about the white dinkling or the white meat ain't what you addicted to. I can't tell. Because a motherfucker cheated on me and do all this extra shit. We got to go back and forth on social media. First of all, I'm not doing that. I don't give a fuck how small or big a star, a regular person. I'm not going to do that. So you're not going to take me through all these motherfucking changes. You're not going to put more gray hair in my head that need not be there too early with your bullshit. It don't make sense. So why would you, go and do all this extra shit? I don't give a fuck if y'all even together or not. Bitch, you should have bought him a nothing bunk cake. You know what I'm saying? Got y'all a couple of tickets to the AMC movie theater to watch the new show coming out or something like that. Or got y'all some tickets to the local theme park or some shit. Bitch, lower your cost just because you got it, though, when you got to spend it. But I guess because you're rich, you can do that. And me, once I'm able to even scream rich, bitch, I'm still not playing that with no motherfucker that's doing no shit like that to me, especially in the tabloids. Bitch, you crazy. And Jeremy, listen, I don't know what kind of slang ganger you got down in betwixt them legs, what your jingle bells looking like at Christmas time, but it's only going to last for so long. I mean, because if you keep checking everybody's temperature, about the vajayjay, about the charcuterie and whatnot, science, says that it ain't going to really last that long because you really just wearing yourself out. So I guess if what you're doing is, running around, because they say he got a little money, but you never know behind the scenes. Allegedly, they probably got all kind of legalities going on, even though he's a lawyer and shit. You never know. Y'all saw Lifetime, and y'all saw them Tyler Perry movies over there on BET and some of the shit over there on what it is, on Tubby, all that shit y'all be seeing. Yes, you never know what they got going on. So at the end of the day, if Tamar was just a sugar mama to you, you should have just told us that. Because it seemed like you just took all, you wanted the milk and all that shit, but it was time to take the cow and the calf. You always got a problem because you sticking your thermometer in checking somebody else's temperature between your legs and stuff. And probably in their butt, allegedly. I don't know, but who knows? Because y'all down there You DL me and rates down there in Atlanta is a little bit high. But I figure you shouldn't even got on there telling us nothing about what was going on between you and that woman, because other than looking for fame and fortune and stuff, other than being on the Queen's Court, and everybody, everybody like Shirley said, everybody got disturbed. Bitch, everybody got disturbed when you stepped on the scene over there to the Queen's Court. I had friends that were just down. Ooh, if I had a man like him, if I was to do white, that's the way I would do it. Bitch, this is not a cake. This is not a car. This is a white man. And at the end of the day, I mean, you can look good all day long, but if all you exude is fuckery and foolery and drama, I don't want it. It's like having a Maserati. That bitch going, I don't know what Maseratis are like, but certain, them high-end ass cars, Mercedes and all that shit, you get to have all that shit, and at the end of the day, you find out, because most of them, because everybody like to be above they grade, y'all, except in their gas tank. Because y'all know y'all never buy the kind of gas that go in them kind of cars. Y'all still want to put regular in there. It don't work like that. But you want that shit, and then when you end up with it, you can't take care of it, and it's breaking your fucking pockets. So I think she need to just go ahead and let that go, and they both should just keep their mouth closed. We don't care nothing about what they got going on. They mind their business. We gonna mind ours. We don't want to hear nothing about it. Because both of them, if you had asked me at this point, at the age they are, they both acting stupid out here in these streets. Anyway, moving on to the next thing. It's 26 minutes in. There's this girl, Monica Leon. So I think she's one of Ray J's baby mamas or some shit like that, if I'm not mistaken. If y'all saw her, she was going on this rant on the Instagram and stuff like that, and she was talking about how she was just basically giving her advice about how she wished she had not fucked with a black man or got a child with a black man, all this different stuff. Had she just stuck with, I guess, white men or whatever have you, life would be a whole lot better for her. It would not be complicated. Just basically taking a big dig at gay men as a whole, especially the heterosexual guys, right? And she was decreasing the value vocally as it pertains to black men, but she was talking up, I guess white men mostly and whatever goes on, and seeing how much they are better. I'll say to Monica, bitch, shut up. Bitch, shut up. Because I feel like what you did was you took your ass down and you spread your legs 9 times out of 10. I don't know how old that baby is that she got for him, allegedly is. But at the end of the day, I'm sure you whatever you found in him the night you was in the club or in whatever bar you met him in or whatever the fuck you met him in or wherever you met him at, somewhere along the way, when he brought you in the bathroom, at the club, or he got you down to the hotel, or your place, or his place, the backseat of a Honda, I don't know, bitch. Wherever it was, you decided he was good enough then to spread your legs and let him go up in your charcuterie and get all your chums and carrying on. But now all of a sudden now that you acted irresponsibly, and let's just be adults, you acted irresponsibly, you wouldn't fuck this man. Now you want to sit up here and come before us as the people and want us to use our social powers to turn on Ray J because you feel a certain way about him as a black man. First of all, if that was your angle, you fucked up right there, because that in this today's social climate, that's not the best thing to start out with, especially talking about a black man and comparing him to a white man as a father, and then you're bringing the black man down. I'm not saying it's good to bring any father down or talk about him, especially in front of their kids, but again, in this today's social climate, for you to get your stupid ass on social media with your hair looking like it was looking, and for you to sit up on there and look like, to me, her mama had some black up in her, like her mama was one of them Hershey Oreo cookie things they made a while ago, them break apartables. So bitch, you need to be like lettuce and find the pieces of yourself and put it together, because that is not a good look for you. First of all, as a woman that look like maybe a woman of color to some degree, that is not a good look as a woman. And it showed the fuck first and foremost is not a good look for a mother, because that just to us, again, I know in my opinion, screams that you mad at the man and the shit that y'all going through, and now you decide to get out here on social media and vocally bash him. Now he all kind of motherfuckers, he ain't no good and all this other shit. And I'm paraphrasing, but you getting on here, he ain't shit, and how the white man, how your life could have turned out better and all this different shit. Okay, maybe you should have thought that before you got on that Henny. And before you decide to lay around there and drop them hands her way panties, or them what them things is, them Victorian Secrets. Bitch, before you drop them big panties, them big paloon draws, and let that man go all up in between your legs and in between your thighs and stuff, and get to your you know, your hallelujah point. You wouldn't think about all those things then. Did you not do your research on deadbeat dads? Now it'd have been better had you came from an angle of deadbeat dads. We all agree to a decent level about deadbeat dads across the board, no matter what the nationality, the religion, the ethnicity, or any of those things. We all pretty much have an agreeable point about on deadbeat fathers, or we can't even say fathers, baby daddies. Well, we can't say baby daddy because you got good baby daddies out there, but basically rounding a deadbeat dad. We all definitely, we rail against that. We don't fuck with them kind of people. We want them to do better in society, no matter who the fuck. They can be Namjurium, they can be Indonesian, Yanganese, Asian, all that stuff, whatever they call, Mexicano, black, white. No, it don't make a difference. I don't give a fuck. If you're a deadbeat dad, that's what it is. It would have been better for her, or easier for her, to come from a standpoint of just generally, I hate the fact that I ended up with a deadbeat dad. It's just the most atrocious thing ever in life as a baby mama, or as, whatever, because I say baby mama, that rolled off the tongue pretty easily. But, we could have taken it better. Yeah, actually, she knew what she was getting into when she got with Ray J. She just wanted some ding-a-ling, and she probably thought at the moment that she was, getting in on some money or something. She was getting, as my auntie said, one of them pencils that scratch real good, or one of them dicks that drip gold. And, his Brandy's money ain't his money. Brandy wasn't pulling that Fantasia shit. Dishing out money to the family. Brandon wasn't pulling that shit. Brandon said, "This is my pile. That's your pile." And she ain't got no illegitimate children. She had enough legal shit going on herself in the past. So at the end of the day, yes, you are right. She knew exactly what the fuck she was getting into. Honestly, maybe she didn't, because again, she thought that she was gonna be marrying everlasting money. It was gonna be an everflow. He wasn't no Prince of Wales, bitch. He wasn't a Bush. He wasn't a Jefferson. He wasn't even he wasn't a Kardashian. He wasn't even, give me somebody black. Shit. I'm trying to think of, it wasn't a Jackson 5, you know what I'm saying? He's the brother of, just because you married a brother or the sister of, bitch, come on now. That don't mean you on Easy Street. You can't start singing Easy Street already. You can't just quit your job down at the water company because you done married Beyonce's third cousin. Beyonce ain't giving you shit. She gonna write you a check for have a good day, and she gonna put a lot of hope in your wish bucket and send you on your way as the third cousin, bitch. I'm pretty sure she's not giving all them close members, and not just her. Just because you married Eddie Murphy's, auntie or uncle or some shit, or his sister or brother, don't mean, bitch, you got generational wealth. And you can quit your job at Walmart as a dough greeter. You've been down there 32 years. Maybe we're gonna finish it off. Get your full pension. I never believed in that. My whole thing is build your own wealth. Fuck trying to be part of somebody else. If it's not already granted to you, do your own. It be the ones that has already got that got money coming from, you know, uh look, and here it's the same motherfucker still trying to call his phone. And I don't know how many times you got to decline a call and tell a motherfucker don't call back, or, or wait a minute. But again, I think this girl Monica need to go sit down, shut the fuck up. We don't hear nothing about what you got going on. You the one that fell for the ding-a-ling. You the one that drank the Kool-Aid. You the one laid down and open your legs and let that man uh, ride you like a pony or like a Serta mattress. And at the end of the day, the bottom line, and then they got nerve to text me, I know you see me calling. Yeah, motherfucker, I see you calling. And apparently decline means nothing to you. I'm trying to figure out, because their name not showing up on the thing. So I'm thinking it's one of my cousins, motherfucker. They got to learn their lesson tonight, bitch. And when I get off this live, I'm gonna call and cuss their silly ass out, bitch. If if you call again, bitch, you know I was on here. If we fuck with each other, you ought to be on here and supporting the channel. Not having your ass interrupting the channel and calling me on the back burner and then text me to my I see you calling. Yes, I want to say this in here because I'm gonna tell the same person after this, because bitch, I call you out and read you like a newspaper. Bitch, if you was over here watching, you would know that I see you calling. I'm talking about you the last time you called and the time you called now, cousin. And you understand that your ass ought to be over here supporting, bitch. But anyway, back to the story, because I ain't got but one more left anyway. But fuck that girl. Let her go sit down somewhere. Go lick your wounds elsewhere. And I'm pretty sure he got enough money for you to be getting like my grandma say, non-support for them children, bitch, or that baby, whatever you got. Go sit down somewhere. You probably mad because y'all done went to church and she done told you, or she probably went to church. She probably mad if she went down there for an increase of some shit on her child welfare, on her non-support, her child support. And the judge probably ain't ruling her favor. And now I feel like these are the signs of a scorned baby mama. Because if you handle yourself with some class, there is no way you would have gotten on here on that thing, knowing your child gonna grow up sometime probably enough to see that shit. Act like a lady. You probably gave that man your stuff on the back seat of a Bronco or something, or a Range Rover. And it's at the point now where y'all have a little baby, and I'm pretty sure he's probably given enough to make sure that child is taken care of. And now you feel like that you want more money. I know you see me calling. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know who that is. Now I'm gonna call. I'm gonna cuss their ass out. But anyway, but back off. Go sit down somewhere, act like a lady, act like a mother, and go sit your ass down and go cook a pot of oatmeal. I don't know. Go cook something for your child. You can be doing other shit like finding you a job, because you probably ain't working nowhere, because he's probably paying you more than enough to take care of your baby. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself getting your beady-eyed, cross-eyed ass on that thing, telling us about what that man doing and telling us about some black men versus some white men. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Big-headed bitch. Um, last and look, see them more people up yonder. They just sometimes you ever try to be nice to folk, and then for some reason they still find a reason to just get your fucking kettle boiling and just really just get your grease running hot, and you just really want to sometimes divert back to your old ways, and it just make you think to do some shit or say some shit to them, but the new you is saying don't do it, because then you really haven't changed. But boy, I tell you, sometimes it feel good to just do what you feel. And but I really been fighting the feeling on on just cutting loose and telling people what's on my mind. But some people just don't understand. There's only so much a motherfucker can take or deal with. I can only be so nice to you. If you ever seen Golden Girls, even Rose being nice to a bitch at some point, she had to live around and pop the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? How did you say in the song, the sweetest woman in the world can be the meanest woman in the world? I think that's just for anybody. Sometimes you just need to grant folk grace. And when they come to you with an humble spirit, sometimes you just need to accept that. Because you might be able to realize sometimes you've offended them in a point to where they can just come to you and really just want to blast your motherfucking ass out vocally and just not give a fuck and walk away and probably take a bottle of water or a Dorel Menthol Light 100 and probably a shot of Douce and keep it moving. It's just sometimes I'm just gonna say this. If you are to a point that where you used to be cooking real quick like me, you get to an old boil, you boil over real quick, and you done pull it back, or you working on it. Once you get to that point to be able to hold it, like my grandma said, hold what you got before you be naked. Hold your drawers before you be naked. The reason I say it is because sometimes people are sent just to test you. And some motherfuckers just do it just because it's just innately in them. And I'm this bitch up here. Listen, it took Jacob, Isaac, Abraham, Buddha, the ancestors, God, Jesus, even Satan probably had to put a picture in to keep me from going up there and just telling this bitch what's really on my mind. I've been going up there very nicely, and for you to tell me I got company in town. Well, it's after midnight. I mean, what y'all doing in this bitch? A seance? Because all the foot traffic is not warranted. I mean, does somebody catch the Holy Ghost? I mean, do they have church at midnight? And I could accept it better if you over there telling me you having church up there on Sundays or something like that. I'd be like, hey, praise him. I even probably pitch in on y'all what you call them thing, them crackers and the wine and shit. They be, I donate, but I ain't coming up there fucking around with y'all. But for you to tell me you just had company over, like, what kind of company is this? What are y'all up there clog dancing in that bitch? Tap dancing? Are you taking what is it, Moroccan dance lessons from? What's going? Oh, my children are just sitting on the bed watching cartoon while I cook dinner. Bitch, I mean, what are you doing? Did you bring a live chicken home, and you and the children are running through the house trying to catch this bitch to actually unalive it to cook it? And help me understand so I can get a better understanding as to why all of this kerfufflery is going on above my head. And for you to just tell me y'all walking in that bitch, if those children are just sitting on the sofa, the bed, whatever the fuck they doing, this is my thing. They must be applying for the Olympics, because it sounds like the bitches is on a sofa bed and just Simone Biles and that shit off the motherfucking bed onto the floor and making a perfect landing, and something's going on. And I think it's my duty to get it investigated because I don't like it, and I needed to stop because I had got so upset behind it last night. I think, like the old folks said, I had to put down my religion and go up there and shebang-a-lang on that motherfucking door and find out what was going on. So for those of you out there, I just say this to you: for people that are trying you or things that are sent in your life to try your patience, you got to think about yourself first, about what you're capable of, but at the same time, don't go there. Bitch, I don't know, breathe, get you a shot, smoke you a joint, hit your crack pipe, I don't know, do whatever it is you do And I don't condone crack pipe and shit like that, whatever. I don't condone none of that stuff. But if you're gonna do it, be the best you can. But you know, chill out and just go through that little phase. It just meant to teach you something, and you'll get through it just fine. Don't worry about it. Cause you don't want to go to jail. That'd be the first thing. I'm old now, so the first thing in my mind, I'm old. But that'd be the first thing in my mind, bitch. I'm like, after you go behind them doors one time and hold and cell or carrying on, and you ain't got no doorknob on your side, if you ain't never been there, trust me, you don't want to. Peace be still. Sure, they told you better hold your fucking mule, unless they're gonna have your ass down there at the county, and you're gonna be up there eating that dry ass bread and that soup or whatever the fuck that is they serve you, and that Kool-Aid. And for you men that make your dingling not get hard because they think you're gonna rape one another and all that stuff. So you better hold your mule, bitch. Keep your hands to yourself. Put them in your pocket. Don't go knocking on them doors if you know you can't. You know you can't keep yourself chill. All right, last and final topic for the night. So I saw where finally now Putin has decided to also endorse Kamala Harris for her presidency, as they announced that this is the shortest time any president has had to ever run and campaign in history. The shortest time in history any president has had to run and campaign has been given to what we will hopefully have as our first black female of the United States. Now listen, they say that Putin decides he was going to throw some money on that thing, and I hope none of that money is going to be paid back by us, but they say he's going to throw some change on it and endorse Kamala. Say because there was a conversation that was had between he and Biden that said, see, that's why I told y'all, we knew there was some shit brewing up in the background when they kept asking Kamala, like, are you ready to take over the presidency? She was like, oh, it's about Joe. We knew something was brewing, cooking up in the kitchen, bitch. We knew it was going to put you up to the thing. Because Putin said that he had already had a discussion at some point. Of course, they said, made it seem like it came here recently when Kamala announced her run for presidency. They made it seem like that is when Putin made that decision. But I am of the utter belief that it was already a pre-conversation had between Putin, President Putin, and Joe Biden, that he knew he was not going to make it through this presidency as far as his character, his what do you call it? Shit, pretty much his history so far with the country and whatnot, and the way he was doing things as far as it went for Gaza and Israel and all that, right? So he knew it wasn't going to look good. He knew it already looked bad and bleak and shit. If they would rather have the lesser evil, because that's all we voting for is the lesser evil in this thing, because all of them got a hidden agenda. They ain't none of them gonna do a goddamn thing we thought they was gonna do, what we actually wrote letters in for and shit like that. You know, we had intended. So the whole thing of it is we vote for the lesser evil, or the lesser of trouble. For those of you who don't like the word evil, because I don't really give a fuck. I don't fuck with Donald Trump. I won't vote for him. I'm telling you already, that's not who my vote is going to go in for, period. You don't like it? Move to another channel, because I only want like-minded motherfuckers over here anyway, so just making room for the next one. Hey, Nurse Quell MSN. But they already knew that this moment would come. They knew that Biden would not survive this presidential election, and that he had already done some questionable things in the minds of the American people, as it regarded, like I said, those issues with Gaza and Israel and all this other stuff in the Palestine. I'm sorry, Israel, Gaza and Palestine. Well, shit, Israel involved too. They had the whole thing going on. Even from the jump, when it came to was it the Ukraine and all that different stuff, that he had already known that, I think from jump, when he actually first made that first move with Ukraine and supporting troops with all that different stuff and fucking around with what's that man name? Is it Kim Jong? Not Kim Jong. I think who the fuck it was. They wanted Ukraine and all that shit to complete their shit, right? Uh, we already knew from the jump that was the point right there where the people had really felt like he fucked up, and then the point with Gaza and the Palestinian people. And there was a whole lot in between that. But at the same time, there's a lot of ignorant motherfuckers sitting out here saying, oh, the fact that Trump had your ass sitting up in the house on lockdown in house prison or house arrest for all that time because he kept hollering about, oh, it was nothing. Then it was a flu and all this different shit they didn't know. It was a whole bunch of shit. But a lot of you I can't say I want to talk down on nobody else's opinion because that's not what this is about. Everybody's allowed their own opinions, but in my opinion, we allow this amoeba, this fucking jelly park stone mind brain thinking motherfucker to sit up here and tell us some goofy ass shit, some old Looney Tune cartoon ass shit, and detour us from something. And I always tell people the story about the day I got sent home and the day the lockdown began from work. I'm not going to share that right now because we're already 51 minutes in. But we on the last story, though. I that says a lot that other countries are actually supporting certain presidents over here. I didn't even know that could even happen. I told you I'm not a politician, so don't ever take my word on how the ins and outs goes. I'll be the first motherfucker to tell you. I don't know. That's because we ain't meant to know, huh? I just do like I just told you. I weigh the pros and the cons and see what the fuck goes down. We've already given Donald a chance and look what happened. And even his old mama thought he was going to be an ipso facto fucking dummy. She told us that when she did a fucking interview with the people. I told y'all that last time. She told us that he was a complete kerfuffle, a fuck up, an idiot, a dumb boy, jingle bells, a fucking jigaboo. She said, and she really felt for the world that if he ever got into politics. And so from the words of someone that birthed this idiotic imbecile, people will sit up and say, oh, y'all don't know him. He's different. We know him. This lady raised this motherfucker. She saw what she had in her house when she was putting on his little, ascots and neckties and his stupendous and shit and his, galoshes and his church shoes and carrying on his little shorts and running around with that little swish bang in front of his fucking head. She knew what an imbecile trap dummy he was going to be. Even as an adult, she knew he was going to be a Frankfurter jackass. And y'all sit up and tell me, oh, well, the part that really bothers me is even if he does not now succeed, let's just say, of course, which is what I'm envisioning, that he does not succeed in this election in 2025 in the presidential election for several reasons. He should have been locked up the day he was convicted. Because I'm pretty sure they took Fannie Willis's daughter ass right down in the lockup and she had to go down there and Fannie had to go bail her out. And so Donald May Jean Trump Ella should have his swoop bang swish hair, cockamamie boot wearing, always wearing American flag, shot off ear, lying ass. He should have his ass locked up right now. All them felonies he got going on, because I'm telling y'all, you better wake up and think. Had it been one of you or your family members, you'd be sitting down there now with a goddamn sign, a picket sign to my free your loved one for so and so and such, because at the end of the day, they're going to lock them up. But Donald, why? Why are you allowed to have all these charges? They lock Bill Cosby blind ass up. They didn't give a fuck. Bill Cosby walking out there with people on both sides. Like he was at a funeral. Every time you seen Bill like he had just been to a funeral, just seen the body when they ow! Bill always walking around that bitch looking like Bill saw every motherfucking thing was going on. Bill saw everything coming at him, including the sentence he got. They just had, a little bit lifted off of him. R. Kelly. Y'all tell me R. Kelly couldn't read. He might couldn't read, but R. Kelly could read between the lines. He knew he was going to jail. Shit. He over there now still on the phone calling everybody somebody that's alive. And look how they'll twist the story up and all that. Oh no, all that ain't so. All that ain't so. But like I said, for you guys that have melanin out there, you know what I'm saying? If your ass had done that, whether you got a charcuterie or a dankalang, if you had done half the shit that Donisha J. Trump had done did, you would be somewhere right now smelling 10 pounds of steel or 12 pounds of it or more shit. You'd be somewhere with 3 houses in the cot, as my mom never said, in the red top, over there making up songs and shit, making license plates, you know, or sawing wood or something like that. Or, I don't know, making jelly jars. I don't know what the fuck they do nowadays. Flower arrangements. Shout out to my boys and my girls on lockdown. Hey, things are gonna get better for you. But you could be over there making cowhide belts and all that old shit, leather, whatever you could be doing. But Donald deserves to be locked away. That's my personal opinion. If you don't like it, again, I don't give a fuck. I created this channel to say what the fuck I want to say. If you want to be on here, you're on here. If you don't, then But at the end of the day, for those people, the reality of it all is you have to look at we are all always your daily life is meant to keep you so fucking busy and occupied to the point I always tell y'all that you don't know what the fuck's going on, and by the time you find out, it's done. And when I say stuff like that, watching these stations and shit, where you see them running around the house sitting and all that stuff, running around with them pieces of paper, them bitches ain't walking. They not walking around passing class notes. They're not walking around in that bitch, we know what, do you like me, yes or no, check that box of which one. They're not walking around all day with that kind of shit. You be paying them to fuck us, but it's not that kind of fuckery. You have them walking around with bills that they have written to govern your life and tell you what the fuck that you should be doing. And how you gonna live your life and how many taxes you gonna pay and how often you gonna pay it and all that different stuff. We are not paying attention to those things. We're too busy paying attention to love and hip hop and Rashida and Kirk. We've been no Rashida, but Kirk was cheating on Kirk been fucking other bitches for years. This ain't no new news. Oh, Kirk got a baby. Oh, boogity woogity. That's pretty much the next step. They just leveled up to the next level in a toxic marriage in which one of them actually steps out and do some shit, and the other one just gets used to it and deals with it and keep moving. And we as the public find that more entertaining, and I can say I'm guilty of it, than sitting there watching some shit that we seen boring, not like golf, because that shit is definitely boring. I'm sorry. I am not watching golf. I might play that shit on a date because I know pretty soon after a few holes you done paid for, it's about to be over. But I'll be motherfucked. You have to, those things in which are boring to you, honestly, a lot of the things are which are important, are most impactful to your life. And because we are so busy with the daily grind, we're so busy trying to make sure we can ride Peter to pay Paul, as my mama would say. And you know, had the time, like she would say, after all that work and shit, when you come to pay the bills and whatnot, mama would say, you can't kill nothing, nothing won't die. Now you take that, how the fuck you take it now? That's some old folklore shit now. If you got a real old-fashioned mind or some shit like that and you catch it, you catch it. If you don't, then shit, join us next Sunday. Do some research. But the bottom line is, you have to understand that all this griping and grumbling we doing about the money that comes out of our check unnecessarily, the high-ass taxes, the high-ass rent, the high-ass mortgages, the high-ass house prices, all of these things, listen, everything going up but the paycheck. But we're too busy on the job, you know, expressing this to bitches that can't do us no good. Had the bitch you sitting next to in your cubicle or the next office next to you, that bitch can't grant no raise. And they'll tell you, child, I've been here. You know, if I can get in that chair, I make sure everybody got a raise. That bitch gonna make sure they on top like a cherry on the fucking Sunday. Most of them, they gonna get on top They got their raise because it comes most times automatic with the position. And they're gonna promise you all that shit. And by the time you walk up here and talk about you want this and that and the third, them bitches gonna be just like the other one was. If you want to take your ass back there and sit in that cubicle and make sure you get that report to me by noon, bitch, you're gonna be down there in the welfare line and in the unemployment line. Can you get with that? Because people talk a big game and a lot of motherfucking shenoogie bullshit until it comes down to the moment. Until it comes down to the moment. And like I said, Donald Trump do all that motherfucking talk. Donald Trump this man is so sneaky and so fucking crazy. This man, in my opinion, was just basically, it felt like I would wake up in the morning and I would find out Trump just did some kind of fucked up shit just before the break of day. I thought only God was supposed to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Just before the break of day, he got some shit, done just right on time or whatever have you. But you can't give that kind of power to these people. And like I said, I wasn't gonna be on here longer. I'm just in the crust of an hour, so I'm doing good. But I will say this as my little educational message. Y'all know voting time is coming up. Like I told y'all before, learn who is in charge of what in your city, your town, or whatever have you. Learn, because you have to learn what the bitch job is in order to know what they're supposed to be doing, right? Because you can learn those that are there now, whether they've been doing their job, because now you know what that bitch been hired for, because you pay them. They work for you. Go look it up. Find out what they do, what they're responsible for, what area, and find out not just those, like with Texas, find out about different counties and shit, just in case. If you move across the street, you're probably going to be in a different fucking county, zip code, and even area code. So you want to learn about those around you. Take some time to do those things as well. Incorporate that into your time. Find out what they do, what their responsibilities are, so you can have somebody to hold accountable for the potholes, for the crime in your city, in your crime in your neighborhood. Sometimes maybe we got to go to a higher level, but it goes up by level. What you're being paid. Because if y'all didn't know it, I worked in retail, and what you'll find is in your area, that one specific thing that you love to buy so much, it may be one price, and it could be high as a motherfucker or low as a bitch or somewhere maybe in between, depending on where you live. But if you go in another little area not very far from you, you'll find that same item is very much so cheap. That's because they sell goods. Pretty much that's what marketing is all about. They do a survey of the area, the population of the people that work, that live in that area, what the common salary is and all that different shit. A lot of that goes into play while you're being asked questions about what you do, what your salary is, what your race is. You shouldn't be judged upon any of that shit. You an American, and somebody's still calling my phone. Okay. Well, that's my aunt calling. Maybe she and mom are ready. Tisa, call the Golden Girls and see what they want. I got my sister, and she was in there watching the pots and shit. They ass gonna be hungry, about what their lips gonna be smacking and carrying on. They're gonna be hungry, so I done got the supper on and all. Me and my sister been cooking, and she's been watching the pots and whatnot. And my aunt, that was she was just calling, so I want to make sure we pick them up in a timely fashion. But it's about that time. So listen, do that for me if you will. Check your stuff. Make sure y'all get out there and vote and whatnot. And again, if this is your first time with this live, please make sure you share the live. You are here next Sunday at 7:15. That you also make sure to jump in the comments section on all the lives and also the videos, and also to make sure to share these videos. Yes, Ashley, everybody needs to be informed on who the representatives are. It's really time for a change. So with that, I have to go, guys, because I have to go pick up the Golden Girls. And listen, my time is short because I still got to go to work in the morning. I had to work yesterday, so I don't really have much time off. So responsibilities, leadership, right? But love you guys for joining. I appreciate you guys so much. Real quick, if you enjoyed the show, don't forget to jump down where the Cash App part is right there. That's gonna help me pay off all these Apple products I went out there and put on that old Discover card. Y'all go ahead and send whatever warms your heart, whatever feels good, and I'll holler at you all next time. All right, later.